G'day everybody. It's usually only for rare occurrences such as support acts at the Bathurst 6 Hour and Improved Production Nationals where competitors from different states come together to contest in a single event. But in a unique situation this weekend, and for the first time in a very long time, New South Wales and Victoria are gathered here at Winton Motor Raceway to conduct not only their respective club championship rounds, but contest it in a format of split grids for overs and unders as part of the New South Wales second round of the Motorsport Australia Championships. So let's catch up with the drivers and see how the weekend unfolds. Here with Matty Burks, who's the top qualifier in unders. Matty, you had to have two cracks at it there because Brett Porter was looking pretty quick and it's very tight between you two after quali.
Yeah, really close, about a tenth of a second. So I wasn't really expecting the Victorian guys to be that close this weekend, but it's excellent that they are. And I went out and then did a lap that I thought would be enough, and then he pipped me, so I did have to go again, which was surprising, but it's great. It should be a great race this afternoon.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you two go toe-to-toe. It might be a race in two at this stage because the guys behind you both are about 2 seconds off in quali.
There is a little bit of a gap back, so it's probably going to be between Brett and I, provided we're both reliable, but it's excellent to see for him. He had a shocker up at Bathurst, so to come here and do that lap time's really impressive. So.
Top qualifier in overs is Andrew Butcher in your BMW. And Andrew, you set your first lap for your flying lap pretty early and then went out again and then aborted it. What happened?
Well, yeah, it was a rocket ship while it was out there, and it's got a tick in the engine, so we're just trying to find out. You maybe even hear it in the background, which is really annoying to me, but we'll see if we can find what that is. Otherwise, we may not be out there for race one anyway.
So you've got about 3 or 4 guys working on it at the moment. Bit of a race against time with the tight turnarounds this weekend.
Yeah, it's an easy decision. If it keeps ticking, we don't go out, and if we find it, maybe something simple, we'll be back out there. It's a great field to race against this weekend.
One of the highlights of the first under 2 litre race of the weekend was the battle between the Salikas of Bryson Lloyd and Tim Molesworth. We're here now with Tim to have a chat about that race because it took a bit of patience and a little bit of time before you eventually found your way through on Bryson.
Yeah, it did, yeah. So, yeah, he was, from the start, he was way in front and I just had my eyes just on Bryson just to catch up her lap, and then next thing I'm, behind him. And then, and then we're just battling all the way and then, and then there's like gaps and he was trying to stick my nose in and then, bigger gaps again and then, pretty much the last lap, he just made a mistake on the last corner and away I went and tried to take off as much as I can before he actually could catch me again. And
not only that, you then had Matt Wildridge in the escort there as well. That threw a little bit of an interesting mix in there too because he was trying to get past him at the same time that you were trying to get past him.
Yes, that's correct, yeah. So Matty Wildridge, he's always a good racer and, there was all three of us all battling kind of together. And, so then, the Bryson and I was kind of behind and then I was trying to get past and, it was a good battle, very good race.
For that race one battle with the Salikas is Bryson Lloyd. Bryson, how was it from your perspective? Because it looked like you not only had to play defence against Tim, but you had to play attack against Matt Wildridge at the same time.
Oh, definitely. Look, it's great to have another Salika in the category. Obviously, over the time of IPRA and under 2 litre, against the Civics, which are obviously a lot lighter and a lot more power than what we've got. But just had to come back to the same playing field and then to get mixed up with an escort as well, it was just all fun. But unfortunately, at the end of the year, I did drop the ball a little bit and had a bit of an understeer issue, and he was managed to get through. But look, another 2 races today. We'll see how we go. And I say it's all great fun, all clean racing. We obviously got tangled up at the start there with a little incident with the other escort and the Volvo, but look, I'd say great racing by everyone, and bring on day 2.
Nerves must be absolutely shot by now because you came close to a win earlier this year at Sandown. You had a bit of a crummy quarter, but finally you managed to get one here at Winton, but it wasn't easy at the end of the day.
No, it certainly wasn't easy, but first and foremost, it's good to get the win with the new car. So, we've broken the duck for that one. And, it was pretty nerve-wracking there at the end. I made a couple of mistakes, which, I really shouldn't have, but I'll learn from those and we'll move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you were saying to me before, you should have just run your own race, but you had a good margin and you thought, you know what, I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to make sure I get home. But ultimately you think that might have been the wrong choice and maybe put you in the position where you did have to fight for it at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Once I had that 5-second gap, I did button off just that little bit and tried to manage the gap, and I probably managed it too much. And once you let him get too close, then I made a mistake, and then it was game on.
Well, starting from the front row was always going to help your cause. It's been a while since you started from the front row, but not having Butcher alongside you put you on the pole for that one as well.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for Andrew Butcher. Like, his car is so suited to this track, and I expected to see him drive off into the sunset today, but unfortunately it wasn't to be for him, and we made the most of our opportunities.
Scott Tutton, this year is the first time in 2.5 years you've been out on the race circuit after completing round one at Wakefield Park, or what's now known as One Raceway. This is your first time you've actually been here. How'd you find it?
I found the track really, really good. Very technical track, but yeah, I had absolute ball out there.
So you qualified inside the top 6, which was a good start, and that picked you up a couple of spots at the beginning. You said you smoked the tyres on the grid and got yourself up as high as 3rd after the first lap.
Yeah, no, as I said, launch was really good. Probably a little bit too much wheel spin for all fours, but yeah, no, I sort of got up there with them and sort of stayed with them for a bit. But yeah, as I said, it's a learning exercise, and yeah, I had good fun.
And you learnt the hard way, I guess, a little bit too, because you sort of went a little bit backwards after the second half of the race sort of commenced, but you still finished out well.
Yeah, no, tyres started to go off a bit. As I said, I only run 225s under it, and I can't get any more under it. So yeah, they heat up a bit quick and start to go off. So you just sort of have to back it off that bit.
Father and son Craig and Matt Wildridge here, who had a fantastic battle with Bryson Lloyd and Tim Molesworth in that second race. Craig started from the rear of the grid after that one, after some troubles yesterday, but drove brilliantly. Talk about that move into turn one where you got not only your son, but you got Bryson at the same time.
I got a close ratio gearbox and Matt doesn't, so I come out of there in second gear and the car's just on fire coming out of there, and it's just the right gear ratio and just end up just being able to pass. I hesitated for a little bit because I thought Matt was going to pass him, and then he didn't. So just powered straight past. It was great.
Now, Matt, It's 1-1, I guess we can call it now, because you finished ahead of your father in the first race and you finished behind him in that second one. What did you think of him when you saw him coming in the rearview mirror?
Oh, it was a bit of a shock. He would come from a long way back and so quick too. But no, it's good. We'll see what happens in the next one. We'll try and level it out. See if we can get back in front of him for the next one.
Do you think who's got it what it takes? Let's just put this on the table right now. Who do you think's going to come out on top? Is it going to be gloves off, or is it going to be pretty respectful between the two of you?
Oh, definitely respectful, because none of us like repairing our cars. But gloves off.
Yeah, we'll race hard, but never going to touch. That's the biggest thing. So, yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, both cars start so good and so much even. So, yeah, it'll be interesting getting to the chicane for the first time.
Paul, give us a quick summary of how you went in race 2, because it wasn't easy this morning. You were scrambling for an alternator belt.
Yeah, after the race yesterday, car seemed all right. And I came in this morning, thought I'll just go over the car, and there's no alternator belt on there. I had some spares, but they were the wrong length. So lucky one of the other guys helped me out with a spare and got me out there. So I was able to run, which was really good.
Joseph, it's been a bit of a mixed weekend for you. You started out with a couple of offs in practice and qualifying, but you've managed to race pretty well, even though the second race was a bit shorter than you would have liked. It's been a pretty decent 2 races so far.
Yeah, second time here, just trying to make sure that I remember where the track goes and where it doesn't go. So part of practice is finding the limit, and I did that, and then I found the limit again in qualifying. Luckily, it was early enough that I was able to recover, get back into it, go faster and faster and faster, and just managed to pit Macca. I think it was for 5th. Really good race yesterday. Car was good for about 80% of it, and it just went away a little bit at the end. So I came home 5th, which is good. 2nd, I think, for New South Wales. And then, obviously disappointing race then, being shortened, but heaps of fun for the one lap that we had. Thought I was going to get Macca again, but he just passed me on the line. But it's a great example, this track, of the different improved production cars. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 different cars in the 5 or 6 different spots, all various strengths and weaknesses, and it's heaps of fun.
Mark, it's always good to have you competing here at Winton, but unfortunately it hasn't been the best weekend for you. Plenty of gremlins with the little Clio.
Yes, unfortunately we've had a few issues. May have been a carryover from the last round where it had a clutch damage through an issue. I've put a new clutch in it, but now we've been struggling with clutch issues and gearbox selection, and now I've got a vibration through the car. So I think it could be a bent flywheel. It sounds weird, but I think it could be a bent flywheel. It won't start, it won't use, the clutch won't work properly and a vibration, so we think we might park it now and save it. Just not worth doing any more damage.
No, that's a fair enough call. And in a personal milestone last year, it's a bit of belated congratulations because you've chalked up 300 race starts and improved production, which is quite an achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time. I've been in IP since '94. Competed in several different cars over the years. I had a Triumph Dolomite, well, I still have a Triumph Dolomite Group C touring car that I raced and improved production. Raced that for many years. It was unfortunately damaged in an incident, and I built another one of those as a replacement. The Group C car has now been repaired and returned back to a Group C car. And we've done a few other things along the way, but I've had the Clio now for 9 seasons, I think this is for it, sort of thing. It's had its good days and bad days, but we live with it. And it's look, improved production's fantastic. That's why I've been there. The camaraderie, the help that's offered around all the time. One of our fellow competitors yesterday, I was trying to get some stuff. He drove into Wangaratta and bought parts for me to bring back to try to get my car sorted. I mean, that's a massive call for people to make that effort. Great group of guys we race with. Unfortunately, no women, but it'd be great to say great group of guys and women racing sort of thing. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it along the way. I've enjoyed now. I have my son racing. He's been racing with me for a few years now, and my brother was racing for many years before that. Although I think he might be calling it quits very soon.
Shane Williams, good to have you running around again. It's been about 2.5 years, and you told me you're a little bit rusty yesterday morning when we caught up.
Yeah, it definitely was, mate. It's been probably just over 2.5 years actually since we were here in 23 for the round. Just been busy with the start of a new business and young kids and stuff, so it's kept me pretty busy. But yeah, want to get out, and it's been nice. Yeah.
How's the weekend gone so far? A couple of little gremlins to repair because the car sat for a little while, but how's your racing been overall?
Yeah, Friday practice, first session was horrible. Yeah, it was like I had to teach myself how to race again. But yeah, first session was great, and then second session went out. Fuel pressure was a little bit iffy. It was pretty low on fuel when it came in, but then yeah, third session it was I knew definite problem was fuel pressure dropped right off. So we had to come in early and then spend a couple of hours after the session and change out a fuel pump and a fuel filter, which was pretty clogged up.
And then your racing across Saturday and Sunday so far has been going well?
Yeah, it's been going good. Lap times aren't really reflective, but yesterday was really good. Obviously today was a bit of a non-event in race 2. I think everyone's going to be pretty eager to get out for 3 and have a crack, I reckon.
Second overall for the round in unders is Paul Javots. And Paul, like Brett, bit of a surprise there. Wasn't expecting to get second after this weekend.
No, definitely not, but that's racing, Unfortunately, the other guys had a few issues and just happened to be the right spot at the right time. And, yeah, I'm grateful to have second after Brett had troubles. I lost another alternator belt, so I've got to fix that as well now. So, all good.
First in unders for the weekend is Brett Porter. And Brett, well, after the lows of Bathurst and considering pulling the pin on Friday, you've snatched an unlikely round win after the demise of Matt Burks on that last lap there.
Yeah, first of all, I can't give it to Matt Burks enough. He was awesome this weekend, lap record. I'm really shattered for him. First, I thought I missed the checkered flag when he slowed down. Yeah, it's been tough. Bathurst, I went there, didn't really turn a lap. I come here on Friday, my car was stuffing up. I I nearly pulled the pin, and my mate Simon, I can't thank him enough for coming up and bringing me the parts I needed to get the car going. It's been a slog, second gear's been coming out every corner, but we got there in the end and persevered.
Second overall for the round in overs is Ian McLennan. Ian, hard fought second place in overs for the round, I should say. You went toe-to-toe with Joseph Lenthal pretty much the whole weekend.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. Look, good weekend overall, not without its challenges. Definitely could have done a little bit better in qualifying in the first race. A few little mistakes there, but managed to stitch together some more stronger laps towards the end of the weekend. And great racing with the New South Wales boys. Joey Lenthal put on a really good show. I got him in that second race, but in the last one, he got his just dessert and clipped me at the end, so that was a lot of fun.
First for the round in overs is Royce Lyon. Royce, it's an interesting situation for you. 3 of your last 4 races in improved production, you've got the wins. But qualifying didn't go great for you this weekend, but you've plugged away and you got 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, no, we had a bit of an issue in qualifying with the... I actually lost a fuel pump, so that was a bit disappointing, but yeah, I was able to get back up to second, and then a few of the fast guys dropped out this weekend, but still I'll take it. It's a good round.
Well, in a bit of a unique twist here this weekend, where an under was expected to be the winner from New South Wales and an over was expected to be the winner from Victoria. It's 1 and 2 for Victoria in both overs and unders competition. Quite a rare occurrence considering the field size of unders from New South Wales. It's quite a rather large gap for Victoria to the next event at Sandown in August, and the next round for the New South Wales crew is not too far away. So we'll see you on the next one. Drive safely and see you next time. Bye for now.